Okay, this is an offering to the Holy Day of Santisima Muerte. It's for a client, so it's a love working. So I've made two little doll babies, one for her and one for him. So the client, the female, she has they've broken up, and she wants back with him. And what we're going to do is put these two little dolls into a jar. But I want to offer this pomegranate to Santisima Muerte. Santisima Muerte, in my opinion, is not fussy. I'm sure a lot of people will differ on that one. I do think she's fussy with regards to sharing her altar space. I do have Jesus Malverde up there with her, but I do think there's no issues there because I think they're very alike. They're both folk saints as well, but I wouldn't I wouldn't put any other deity on her altar with her. Just Jesus Malverde. Some people put Saint Michael there. I don't. So anyway, getting back to this. So it's a pomegranate, and like I said, and I've done a similar spell in a few months back, something similar to this. So I'm going to fill it up with a few bits and pieces, and then what I do is I put this on her altar. I have a working altar to her because a lot of my spells involve her. So, but the two little doll babies will go into a jar. So where are we? Okay, so that's the photographs, and they're stuck together with some oils and honey, and I'm going to place that down inside the little pomegranate. It is a small one. This time of the year, you don't really get them. You don't really get big ones here anyway, but this time of the year, they're really, really small. And I'm going to put in a few cloves. I'm going to put 3 cloves in. Okay. And I'm going to put in some, let me have a look. Where is it? Syrup. A little bit of syrup. Just to sweeten up the offering. I really do need sugar. I don't actually have any at the moment. Or do I? Okay, so I'm just putting a little bit of sugar in there. And a tiny bit of rose oil. Okay, and a little bit of road opener. Don't need too much. And some precipitation oil. Okay, right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place a little light in there. So that will go like that. It's just so that I can present it to her. I like to top this with brown sugar, but I don't have any at the minute, but it doesn't really matter. It's just an offering so that she accepts it. To me, she accepts anything. I give her chocolate bars. I've given her alcohol. She likes Guinness, so I give her that. She likes coffee, tequila, vodka, rum, sweets, chocolate, hard candy kind of sweets. She really likes. To be honest with you, I don't get a negative response. I always give her just whatever I have to hand, and she's fine. She's fine with it. Okay, so we're just gonna put a honey jar together. You know the drill. So this is for the 2 little dolls. I'm going to bind them together with the ring, the little ring, for commitment. So I'm just saying into myself that you two are united together as one. All the past hurts are gone. I'm tying it 3 knots. You can tie it whatever way you want. All the past hurts are gone, and you're both together and in love. Okay, so that's what we have. And then I've got the petition. So I'll just put that into, that is red syrup. Just putting it straight in. I really like this red syrup at the minute. You don't have to use that, just use what you've got. It's perfect. Rose oil. No, rose water. I'll get that right yet. I always say that. Always see in your mind's eye the end result. Don't worry about how it happens, just always see the end result in your mind's eye. Okay. Just use a tiny bit of that sugar and use it up. That's the sprinkles sugar, but I prefer brown sugar. It's just I don't have any at hand. So this is some ginger. Again, I don't have fresh ginger. It doesn't matter at all. I actually prefer to use the powders. And some cinnamon. This is good for putting some heat into the relationship. Actually, I'll put some cinnamon in there because she likes cinnamon over her apples. I do put some syrup over the apple and some cinnamon together, and it's quite a nice mix, and she seems to enjoy that. She consumes that very quickly. Santisima Muerte, in my opinion, consumes things very quickly. I've noticed, because I do have a few altars, I've noticed that when I do put food or flowers or whatever it is, I've noticed that things go off a lot quicker on her altar than any other deity's altar that I have here. And I'm assuming it's because of the death energy. And I don't mean that as a scary thing. She is death personified, so to me that's the reason why. But it's nothing to be frightened of, as crazy as that sounds. I've already put this on the dolls, but I've put a little bit more. That's some pheromones. Okay. Some Follow Me Boy powder. A little bit of Follow Me Boy oil. Crown of Success, because we do want this ritual to work. Okay. Abricamino. Open Road. Herbs. Powdered down. To clear the way. Okay, where are we? Some catnip. Have I put catnip in? I don't think so. I'll put in more anyway. It doesn't matter. Very good for attracting a male. Okay, what else have we got? Some orris roots. I'm sure you all know these jars by now. You do them with your eyes closed. Grains of Paradise. It's a versatile. It's a versatile little. It says on it pepper, gourmet pepper spice. But I find it's good for love. Excuse my arm, of course. Damn. Eyebright for honesty, which is really important. We could put a little bit of Lady's Mantle in there just because we can, and it will help. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill some more of this jar up with syrup. This syrup is really, really nice. It's got like a blackcurrant flavor, smell of it. It's really nice. I'm going to leave it to about there because I really want to fill in this with some confetti. I like confetti. It's great for commitment. Okay. And some church dirt. Again, this is very good in love work. It has to be love work. Alrighty. Some rush oil. Alright. I think I'm going to put a few more bits and pieces into that. But for everyone, that's probably enough. You don't need to go further. So I'm going to place this on the Holy Death's altar. I'm going to light this little candle up, and if I get an opportunity, I may show it on the altar. We've got Halloween. Sorry for that glare. We've got Halloween approaching very soon, and I may show her working altar. It's just one of the altars I have to her. Okay, I'm going to read some tarot cards. I'm going to come back and read some tarot cards. It will be the following day, but I will be back. Okay, so I'm back, but it's not the following day. It's actually Halloween night. So I've got a few cards that I'm going to read. So key card is the dog. That is a friendship card. I have the letter and the ring, and I have the ship and the lily. From what I see here, I think the two of you need to go back to starting off as friends, and then work your way back into a relationship again, if that makes sense. Ship, lily, that's making me think that this is a much needed break that you both, even though it doesn't seem like it, I think it's a much needed break for the two of you. Sometimes you have to break so that you can it helps with regards to sometimes you need that break so that things can be more clear and things can come together, and you need to miss each other. And I think it can be a good thing. It's not always a bad thing. Oh, because on this side I do have the ring and the letter. The letter, that's a card of communication. I think along the lines of contracts. And because it's beside the ring, that's actually pointing towards, it could even be a commitment, like an engagement. So those cards are very good. The ship is, like I said, the ship is a card of going away, and the lily. Those two together, I would say that it's like a journey, a spiritual journey, and just sometimes two people just need that in this lifetime to realize that they're meant for each other. I'm sure that a lot of couples they do break only to find themselves again, and I think that's the situation we're looking at here. I'll move on to what I've got as well with regards to oracle cards. The first one was a brown-haired man. Okay, and then we've got inspiration, followed by battle, followed by spiritual, which is very, very unusual because you're seeking help through the magical arts. So that's interesting, that card. Also, these are, if anyone wants to know, the Wisdom of Avalon deck by Colette Baron Reed. So we're going back that way. Okay. Restriction. I'm sure you feel that way. I'm sure you feel very restricted at the minute. Because I always say, when you get love work done, don't make contact with the target. It's really, really beneficial if you keep your distance, because you need that person to miss you. You need that person to start wondering what you're doing. So that's why I always recommend a bit of no contact. Although if the guy or the girl does text you or message you, by all means message back, but leave it a little bit of, leave it a while before you do that. So I've got the Swan, transformation, and trusting the psychic gifts. Your cards are very spiritual. It's very unusual. And then we've got the Cat, independence, and healthy boundaries. You probably can't see those cards with that shiny glare off them. Moving on to the Dragon. That's a card of power and strength. So it's important to be independent and toughen up, because it will lead to rebirth. So you really do have some good cards there. And try your best to focus. I like to also say to visualize the end result in your mind's eye, live it, see it, whatever it might be, the marriage, the house, the honeymoon, the ring, the cake, whatever it is, visualize that down to a fine art, and you will draw that situation to yourself. The mind works by, the more you put these positive thoughts into your head, the more you will draw that situation to yourself. Self-doubt is the killer of all, it kills all magic spells. It's understandable when you're with someone and you do wonder what they're doing. Are they with someone else? Will they forget me, etc.? But you really need to get past that. Put it this way, if you really want that person back, it's important to do this. I know a lot of people who work with me, and they say that I'm doing everything you say, but they're emailing me every single day, even a couple of times a day. You're not in a good place if you're doing that, because there has to be an element of doubt if you're doing that. And I urge people to cut it off, to detach from it. There is a phrase, I can't even remember what it's called, when you detach. Oh, I don't remember. I'm sure it'll come to me. It just escapes me at this moment. I don't know. I forget. But it's important, because if you put your faith in the spirits and you just detach from the situation, it means that you're giving yourself that room to grow. And that's what I think is very important. And, how can I put this? I always say that, excuse that. The spirits won't give you anything if it's not the right time as well. I get a lot of people with regards to this time issue. Time is not something that you can. It's not time is man-made, and yes, yeah, I can do readings, I can do whatever, and we can predict, but you have to look at it this way: nothing is written in stone. Therefore, the future can change, and these love spells, there are so many variables. I'm not dictating, by the way, to you, the client herself. By no means. Don't think I'm lecturing you. I just want to state this for anyone who is watching this, who's contemplating, who's thinking of coming to me. Yeah, nothing's etched in stone. So for your result, you really need to be detached. Put it in the hands of the spirits, and things will work out a lot better for you that way. They'll bring you what you want. They'll bring you what you need as well. But they won't do it in your time. They'll do it in their time. It's just I've had a lot of people, and it's strange, because it's almost as if they're blaming me for their life. And it's not my fault that you're in that predicament. At the end of the day, I can't be blamed. I am the person that directs energy, and I pass it to the spirits, etc. If I was able to give you results, if it was actually down to me, that would be brilliant. I would be a great person. I would be, that would make me up there with, Jesus. So it would. So just please, please, please understand, you have to do your little bit as well. It's not a rant. It's just lately I've been getting a lot of people coming to me, and it's just, you really need to follow the rules and detach. It's just, they say they're detached, but they're not detached, because I can clearly see they're not detached. Because if you're emailing me a couple of times a day, how are you detached? It just doesn't work that way. And spirits can become quite, in my opinion, offended if they feel that you are not putting your trust and faith in them. So it's important to do that. As for the clients, please keep in touch and let me know what's happening. And for everyone else, thehouseofmagick@gmail.com. Put what you want to say in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you're all enjoying your Halloween, your Samhain. I've been very busy at this end, extremely busy, in fact. I haven't even got around to my emails yet. So if anyone has emailed me, give me a moment or email me back if you're waiting for a result. A result. I'm sorry, if you're waiting for a message back. Oh, it's getting late. I've been so busy. I've been honoring the ancestors. That's another thing. I'd like to do a video on honoring your ancestors because I think magic should start with the ancestors. So yeah, I think that would be a good place to start if any of you are interested, because they were once, they walked this earth, so they know what human need is, and I think they are really good for spell work. So it's just on food for thought. And I will be back later tonight. I have a working coming up, so I'll be back pretty soon. So I'll speak to you all again.